and Communication Honours Program for Trinity College London examination. And parents, we know that these skills are very important. So in line with our mission and vision of our school, we are, getting this kind of a platform and giving it to our kids, which is going to help them to develop skills like confidence, articulation, okay, structured thinking, because kids have thoughts. How to present them is very important. And this is how the program is going to help them. Yes, I know our kids are very confident, but yes, how to present it to an audience is important. How to have our thoughts lined up is very important, because we know our kids are very creative even with their thoughts, right? So that is why we are bringing this program to you, so that our kids develop these skills. And we all know these are the 21st century skills which are required. So, as a part of this program, for the first month, CP Goenka Thane has decided to sponsor it for all our kids. And I'll clear your doubt, the first doubt, that this program is going to be held online. Okay. So we have with us Zeenat from Beyond School. Okay. She's Ms. Zeenat Bandukwala, who is the Chief Academic Officer, okay, from Beyond School, and she's going to take this presentation here. So welcome, Zeenat, to this program, and I'll give it over to you. Parents, any doubts that you have, please put it up in the chat. We are going to take up the questions at the end of the session. Over to you, Zeenat.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much for that warm welcome. Hi, parents. Sorry for keeping you all waiting for a little bit as we kind of figure out how to get this to you guys. I want to take you through a little bit about just what this program is and how exactly it will benefit. I'm very sure at the end of this, you're still going to have questions. So park them, put them in the chat box, and I'll ensure that I answer each one of them to the best of my abilities. You're going to see me a little bit distracted because your questions are going to be coming to me via WhatsApp. So if I'm looking somewhere else, it's just to read your questions, and I promise I'm with you otherwise. Yeah. So let's get started. As Shilpa ma'am was kind of telling you all, right? Like, what are the many things that children today need to start developing a little bit early on? And a few of these are kind of what is listed and enumerated here. To me, some of the ones that I always think is very important for a child as they develop and grow is their ability to be articulate, right? So how do you say what you want to say in the best possible way that there is to say it, so that the other person clearly understands what you're saying? And that kind of goes hand in hand with being like a wordsmith. So when you have the vocabulary and the ability to use the right word to express the right opinion, the right feeling, it goes such a long way in children actually being able to be articulate and also use the right words. Just being strategic thinkers, right? Sometimes it's so hard to actually be able to structure a conversation. So where do you kind of start from? What should be the thing that you say in the middle? How do you conclude? How do you end it? These are skills that come after also being taught, but however, they also come with practice. You need to do more and more of them to be able to get really good at them. And the last one is an extemporizer, right? So someone who, well, basically in life, you don't always get a chance to prepare how you would address something or how you would answer something. Sometimes it's impromptu. Someone's going to ask you a question and you're going to have to know the best way to kind of be able to address it. How do we teach children to be able to do this in a way that, you know, they can still get their thought across without having a lot of prep time? All of these are what Trinity looks at when they actually certify children. A little bit about Trinity College. So Trinity College London is basically this 150-year-old college. And what I really like about what they do, these exams that they do, is that they're oral based. In India, there are no internationally acclaimed exams that actually test a child's oral communication, and that's pretty much the first thing, right? So before someone's going to know how you are able to write something or how you're able to, it's literally expression. It's literally what I'm doing with you right now. If I can't express, I don't get this chance to actually talk to you about something that means so much to me. So that's who Trinity is. How do the exams really work? So very interestingly, Trinity kind of has an external examiner. So usually will be like a British person who they certify, or a British resident, rather. They have about 3 to 5 tasks that the child has to perform based on the level of exam that the child will kind of take. So it will be something like, can you recite your favorite poem? Once the child has actually done that, then they may ask questions. Oh, but why did you pick this poem? Why would you like so much about it? Or can you recite a short monologue from a story that you really like? And so on and so forth. And this goes a long way in a child actually being able to express and communicate. So what you're seeing over there is that there are different exams that Trinity gives. I'll tell you what the levels are in a little bit. Largely, they kind of test for communication, interaction, analysis, and performance. Usually, this is how it syncs, okay? So if a child is in grade 1 or 2, he can ideally give the level 3 Trinity exam. If the child is in grade 3 or 4, can ideally give the level 4 Trinity exam, and then so on and so forth. I know this is the primary section, so I'm not going into the others, but that's how it keeps extending. It ends basically at level 8. So level 8 is a Trinity exam that even you and I, if we've never been Trinity certified and want to do something like this, could give that exam. So there is no age limit or upper age limit per se for it, because it is a tough exam. However, it carries a lot of weight when children even later in life may want to go abroad, etc., because it shows how English is a language that you're very comfortable in communicating with. Given all of this, how have we kind of gone ahead and designed our program at Beyond School, the one that your children will be accessing soon? Is we've divided it literally into about 4 steps, yeah? So there is a live class where children will actually learn stuff. It's stuff that they will get after the class in terms of material and things that they need to practice. It's about building vocabulary, and all of this will end with them actually creating portfolios, okay? Let me tell you a little bit about each one in brief so that we have enough time for questions as well. Attending live class at Beyond School would be very simple. There's a portal, you will get your information as to how to log in, etc. for this. And you'll get a chance to see what are the classes, you join your class, and then literally that's your live class that will have started. Post every class, you will actually get a compendium. Now, what is a compendium? Let me show you very quickly. First, let me show you where it will be available to you. So on the same portal, you'll have a revise tab, which if you click on, you can actually see the compendium. And that tells you a little bit more about what's kind of happening. And this is what a compendium will broadly look like. Okay, so it will tell you, as you can see on the leftmost part of my screen, it will tell you the name of the topic that the child is kind of doing. It will summarize. So in the middle of the screen, what you'll see is like a summary of what all happened during the class. And the last part will actually be a task that your child will have to do before the next lesson. All of these tasks will add up to a portfolio, and I'll show you that again in a little bit as to what that would look like. There's another piece that we are also very happy to ensure that all your children get. And to me, it's about just being able to build that rich vocabulary and practice all of these pieces, right? So Beyond School has a practice portal as well for Trinity, where if you see what's happening on your screen, your child will actually learn words. So be able to use flashcards to master the word. And after that, because learning vocabulary is boring, they will actually get a chance to play games on it. This is one of the best ways to actually learn vocabulary, because as you keep playing this, the word goes from your short-term memory into your long-term memory, and suddenly it becomes a part of your usage. So that's what would happen. And like I said, the last part is literally going to be around them having submitted a portfolio. So it's not going to be a paper pen test, right? Trinity doesn't do that, so we don't do that either. But how do children show what they learned? So they actually manage to create a portfolio for themselves, which will help them even later see how they performed. Let me give you an example. So this is one of my favorite videos from a child who's currently in the Trinity program with us. She is doing voice articulation. So she's learned how to voice articulate and use her voice better to be able to express herself. In this particular module, what she'd have to do was take her favorite, take her favorite character. She's chosen Peppa Pig, as is very popular with this age group. And she has decided to actually voice over Peppa Pig. So let me just show you what this is. If you can tell me, if you can please, if you can hear this, that'll be great. Is it audible? Okay, I'm hoping it is audible. I'll just play it on.
Peppa Pig. This is my little brother George. And this is Mommy Pig. And this is Daddy Pig. I love to play in muddy puddles. I also love my Teddy. Say hi, Teddy. Hello.
So what she's basically gone on to do is actually articulate how the different voices would come out, especially even the snorting. So it's a smaller snort for the mother pig, and there is a bigger snort for, and this teaches children on how to just, use emotion, throw your voice, be able to bring a story alive, to be able to bring conversation alive. And that's what a portfolio that your child would create would actually look like. Let me give you another example as well. This is of an older child who's actually doing a drama. So he's enacted a piece of script by playing both the roles that there are available. And I'll just play this video for you and then talk a little bit more about it.
Sir, a prisoner just broke out from a cell. What? How did this happen? I accidentally fell asleep. You fool! Are we paying you to sleep? Come on, let's go clean up your mess now.
Okay, so again, an excerpt. The child is playing both characters. Again, the ability to be able to articulate, to be able to show emotion is what is kind of going to be something that people look at, and which basically helps when you're communicating as well, right? On the Beyond School Trinity practice portal, this is a simple way where the child will have to use to kind of upload what it is. And once the portfolio is uploaded by the child, they will also get a scorecard. So as soon as they've done it, they go to report and they check, they will actually get a scorecard. Let me show you what the scorecard will look like. So for this kid, Sarang, what you will see is how the teacher has specifically given him feedback on every piece. So from articulation, pace, tone, and pitch, coherence, etc., given him a final score so that the child understands how they have done, what has gone really well, what they can actually do better with, and take it from there. So there are a lot of portfolios that are produced in every program, so every level that a child takes for Trinity. And this is just an example of what that would look like.
Sir.
We also do mock assessment. So exactly like the Trinity exam is, right? So a child comes in and then actually does 3 pieces. So such pieces. So one may be like a recitation of a character, one may be an excerpt from a play, one may be like a pitch that he has to make. And then again, the teacher kind of ensures that there is scoring on each of these. There is feedback that the child is given. So by the time the child actually appears for the Trinity exam, they're very, very well prepared. They know what they're doing well. They know what areas they need to improve on, and therefore are able to do much, much better in the exam. Also concurrently, as they do this, the communication skills and all of these pieces actually just kind of get so much better, right? So that is the whole idea of how the program is kind of brought and it comes together. In a nutshell, based on which level your child will be, so based on the grade that they are currently, Trinity has about 6 modules, the program. it will be between 36 to 48 lessons. We do 2 lessons in a week. And like ma'am said before she left, is that these lessons are about an hour and they're online. Yeah. There are 3 to 6 progress reports that you will get. I've already shown you an example of what this looks like. There are 3 mock Trinity exams. I've shown you a report card for this as well. They have your student compendium, so one after each class that you would see. There are the digital portfolios that the child actually creates. It's a 1:8 live online class. And at the end of this, irrespective of whether the child gives the Trinity exam or not, there will be a Beyond School Honors Program certification that the child actually gets, where you have your portfolios, your report cards, everything kind of put together, saying that the child has completed this program. And therefore be ready to be Trinity certified as well. I'm just going to ask my colleague right now to put the link for you to be able to start selecting what batches will kind of work or not work for you. So if you can start with filling this link, and as you do that, do also populate the chat with questions, and I will kind of try my best to answer them in the best possible way. So I think Rashmi Shukla has asked me whether there's a common class for all grades. No, there isn't a common class for all grades. Every level will be taken separately. In the younger grades, 1 and 2 will be clubbed and 3 and 4 will be clubbed. Byju's and Vedantu actually don't offer anything that is Trinity specific. This program and curriculum is specific to Trinity. So that's kind of what the difference is. The timings is something that once you start filling this, you can kind of obviously see what works for you. If something doesn't work, there's an option there as well. So please feel free to fill in that option and someone from my team will get back. No, we basically train for the Trinity exams. We're not a part of Trinity schools. Trinity is a curriculum. It's a board, so they don't necessarily run any programs themselves because they are just a board. What would be approximate timing of class? Like I said, it's an hour class, and if you fill the form, you will also get a chance to pick a slot that is convenient for you. So yeah, do that, pick a slot, and then you can kind of, we can take it from that. If you would not like to enroll your child at all, I suggest you get back to your school. That's not something that I can answer or comment on. So that's something that possibly you can take up with your school, yes. With the fee structure, you will receive further communication from the school in about once these 8 classes are about to come to an end. How long is the program for? So the program is, like I said, 48 classes or 36 classes long based on, so for levels, for the grades that you all are talking about, this will be 36 classes long, and it's twice a week. Again, the time schedule for the week will actually be a part of the form that is currently in front of you. Yes, children will always have different abilities. You're extremely right, they will. What we do is we ensure that each of our teachers is Trinity trained so that they are capable of ensuring that children of different abilities can kind of also be catered to in a way, because communication is something where everyone can very quickly learn from each other. And that's the format and this thing that we follow. It is online learning after your school timing. Like I said, the program is 36 lessons.
Zenith, can you check whether we've sent the link? I don't see the link in the chat.
I'm assuming that the link is sent.
Wait, I don't think we send the link. I'll tell Shubham to send the link.
Yeah, sure.
So you'll have to tell the parents to just wait for it. Hi, so we'll be sending the link in a while. Just hold on for a minute. And that link will guide you to the form which has all the details of the preferred batch timing. We can fill that up. Just give it a minute's time.
The batch size is going to be 1:8, like I said. And the timing is again in the link. The link has been shared thrice already in the chat box. So if you can please look at it. And begin to fill it, that would be much appreciated. Okay. If you do choose to sign up for this, what you will get access to immediately after this is your live and practice portals, along with information on or confirmation on the slot that you have selected and been allocated. The 8 classes will commence from the 8th of August. Very importantly, you will get a chance to meet with the teacher to go through your child's portfolio, because he or she will have created one by then in the 7th class, along with a report card to understand what progress has been made. So parents, do ensure that you come in for this, because it will be good for you to be able to see what has actually come out of the sessions that the child has attended. Shashank, you're on. Can you mute yourself, please?
Yeah, Zeenat, I'll mute myself. One more thing, there are a lot of queries from the parents that they've not seen the link, so we'll have to give it some more time. Maybe I'll tell Sean to send the link again. There's a lot of requests on the chat saying that they can't see the link. Just hold on, let me just see where the link is.
Yeah. So yes, the first month is being sponsored by your school. And after that, the fee, based on whether you would choose to continue, based on obviously whether you see your child enjoying it, actually having learned stuff, will be given to you. It'll be based on whether you want to go ahead with it or not, yeah? Has the link managed to go through? Parents, I'm hoping you've been able to see the link, because I don't want the session to run over a lot longer. I think the link has been shared now. Again. So I'm hoping more parents have been able to see the link, have been able to fill out what it is. I think I've answered as many questions as I can. I'm hoping that I've answered as many questions as I can. I'm hoping that most of them are answered. and looking forward to seeing your kids actually enjoy this program and learn a lot from it. This link
Zeenat, you'll
is
have
now
to, you'll have,
going to be, Shashank, one
yeah, you'll
second,
have to
please.
wait. Yeah.
One second. This link is now going to be put in the description as well. I've shared it with the school. So that's a place that you can access it as well. Yes, Shashank, go ahead.
Just give them a time. Now they can see the link in the description. So we'll just give 2-3 minutes to the parent to go through the link. And if
Yeah,
they have any more questions or for the link, they can come back to you. So we'll give them 2-3 minutes to fill up the form.
okay. So quick repetition. I know there are some parents who are saying that they've joined late. Sadly, I won't be able to repeat it because the time here we have is limited. However, there is a similar session happening for the secondary parents as well. If you think that you would want to join, perhaps you can ask the school and join from that link. Yeah, the link to ensure that your child is on, gets a badge as per your time preference has been now shared with you. Sure, Megha Shah, I'm going to just ask the school to share the link in a WhatsApp group. It's also, I believe, a part of the description now is what the technology person from your school is telling me. The timings, like I said, are on the link. So as soon as you click it, you should have more idea. In this program, Shreya, we're not looking at anything besides just oral communication that is real world used. What happens with children at this age and what schools already do very well is a lot of the reading and all of those pieces. Oral and speaking communication, just based on class sizes, etc., is difficult to do during school. So what we do is we kind of focus on that. And that's how the program will end up being a little bit different from, say, super readers and super speakers, which Vedantu offers. You're very welcome, Sandeep. Thank you. Grade 1 will be clubbed with grade 2 and grade 3 will be clubbed with grade 4 because they will be giving the same exam. If you choose to want to have the child give the exam, that's the reason why they're clubbed like that. It'll be best if you fill the form now so that you actually have a chance to get the slot of your preference. But yeah. For this fees structure, the school will be getting back to you on that in a little bit, yeah? Okay, so I'm going to close this session here. I'm hoping this was effective and helpful and your questions got answered as well. And like I said, looking forward to seeing you on the other side. All the very best. And thank you very much for sparing time for me on this Saturday morning. Can we close this session now?
Go ahead. Yes, Zenith, we can go ahead and close the session. For any further queries, they can get back to the school and we'll get back to them.